Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday morning warm up, number 96, and getting close to 100. And I think you all know what we're going to be doing, roughly at least. So we'll get started straight away with the first part of the session, and it will be a little bit of clapping. Now, this is one we have done it before, but those of you that were on the Jazz Fix course last week, will possibly recognise it because if you were at Mark's warm up, I think it was on the second day, Tuesday morning, he did that thing where you stamp your feet on the ground. So there's about 20 of us stamping our feet there, and you clap one beat in the first bar, then you clap two beats in the second bar, three beats in the third bar, and four beats in the fourth bar. And that's what I've got on the screen in front of you. So we're going to do that. What he did is actually took it to 6 beats, 8 beats, and 12 beats as well, and went through a sort of circle. And he did it for about 25 minutes, which I thought was a bit excessive. But we're just going to do it for 1 minute. So I'm going to set the metronome at a kind of walking pace. You can stomp your feet along with it if you like, and just clap those beats. Treat them as beats rather than long notes, and I'll just follow me if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, then 2, then back to the beginning. 1, 2, and the next one. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, and the next one. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Now, there's a great possibility here that I actually didn't share that on the screen in front of you. Is that true? That's all right. Don't worry. I think you knew what I was doing. I'll make sure I do that next time. So, okay, let's move on. And if you'd like to grab your instruments, it's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? I've forgotten how to use Zoom in the 2 weeks. And we will just spend a minute on warming up just so you can see what I was clapping along to. Let me just show you it. Right, there it is this time. 1 clap in the first bar, 2 in the second bar, 3 in the third bar, and 4 in the fourth bar. Round and round. So that was it. Okay, let's move on. And right, I'm just going to warm up the instruments in the usual fashion. The scale today is the F, concert F blues. I'm just going to play the note F for a minute. If you'd like to warm your instrument up, play along. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully that's put a little bit of air into your instruments or some vibrations. And right, let's move on to the chromatic scales. So we're starting on concert F. and just going up to the octave F at a nice steady pace to start with. So all the way up the scale chromatically, and then all the way back down again in one swift movement, one smooth movement. Here we go, all the way up and down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And down. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's speed that up a little bit and off to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's jump. That was 100 beats per minute, so let's jump to significantly faster, 140. We're just going to do 2 more, so 140 then 180. 140, ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Guitarists, see if you can keep that little finger low on the fretboard or just above it. Mine's pointing up in the air when it's not being used. It's hard to stop it. Okay, one more time. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the chromatic scale, and I know why everything sounds different. I'm not wearing headphones. That was it. I was thinking, can they hear what I'm saying? That was the chromatic scale at 180. So if you did that, well done. That's quite a fair trot. Okay, let's move on now to the exercise sheet. So if you'd like to grab that, I do always say grab it, but just don't tear it if you do grab it. And we're still on this blues scale, followed by the arpeggios for the dominant 7th chords. People have tried theorizing the blues scale, trying to explain why it is what it is. Because as I've said in the past, you can play this minor sounding scale over major sounding chords. Over a blues, for example, which is basically 7th chords or major chords. And a number of theories have been put forward. Probably the most plausible is that the early blues singers, and including going a lot way back in America, the slaves, when they were singing in the fields and so on, when they used to try and reach certain notes, they would deliberately flatten them slightly. And one of the notes that they used to flatten was the major third. So there'd be in a major key, which would have a major third in it, but they'd sing not a minor third, which is a whole semitone lower, but just slightly lower than a major third. And it gave it that sort of bluesy, whoa, wailing, that wasn't bluesy, a wailing sort of sound. That's the sound of a note, root note, slightly flattened major third, instead of the full major third, which sounds too happy and too cheerful. So they used to sing that, and that was known as a blue note. It got known as a blue note, not by the slaves and the singers, of course, but by the theoreticians. So a slightly flattened third. Now, on a lot of instruments, such as the piano, for example, you can't get that in-between note. a slightly flattened major third. So it was brought all the way back down to the minor third instead of major third. So that bluesy sound of the minor third became to be recognised, and our ears got used to it. So I think that's probably, to my sensibility, that's the most plausible explanation as to why you get this minor third sound over a major chord sequence in the background. And the same applies to the other notes as well. The seventh, instead of, that's a bit harder to explain, that one, but the seventh is also flattened as well. Anyway, I've done far too much talking, but if you want to look up blue notes on the in Wikipedia, for example, you will find there's a record label called Blue Note, but will also be an explanation of what blue notes are. And they're essentially the flattened third and the flattened seventh. Sometimes flattened a whole semitone, sometimes flattened just a little bit. Right, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to play that first bar, which is the F blues scale, concert F blues scale. So that'll be G for the tenor instruments and D for the alto. So let's just play that first bar, and let me just get the metronome back down to a decent speed. Here we go, first bar, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play the second bar, descending. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. Let's do that again because I'll hit the wrong string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, let's play those two together. So first two bars after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, the F blues scale, which can be played over any blues, if you're soloing, any blues in that key, in the key of F, all the way through. Okay, let's move on now. So an F blues progression, as I've said before, is made up of the 1 chord, the 4 chord and the 5 chord, often with a minor seventh. So it's known as the 1-7, the 4-7 or the 5-7. So we're just going to play now the arpeggios of those 3 chords. First of all, so this will be the third bar on the top line. This is the arpeggio of the dominant 7th. So now we've got a major third in it, so it's a major sound. That second note is a major third. So let's play that. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the concert F dominant 7th arpeggio. Onto the excuse me, onto the 4th bar. This is the 4 chord. Okay, so that will be concert B flat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. move on to the 5th bar now. This is the 5 chord, the dominant 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they're the 3 arpeggios for the dominant 7th chords in a typical F blues. So that's F7, B flat 7 and C7. Okay, now we're going to just put those last 3 chords into a progression here. This is what's known as a 1-4-1-5 progression, possibly the most common sequence of chords in music. And so we're just going to play those as arpeggios, 2 bars for each arpeggio, up and down in each one, starting with the 1 chord, of course. So it's really just those last 3 bars put into an 8-bar pattern. So let's play lines 2 and 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, and just resolve it on the end there. Just hit that tonic after the last note. Good. Can you hear that going up? Starting on the 1, going up to the 4, back to the 1, up to the 5. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you wouldn't think this was emotional music, but what's happening is that when you hear the tonic chord, you think you're relaxed, you're home, you're safe. As soon as you hear the 4 chord or the 5 chord, subdominant or dominant, you start to feel unrelaxed, a bit tense. Emotions start to come in. So when there's a move from the 1 to the 4, for a little while, when it's on the 4 chord, you're starting to feel, oh, I want to go back to the 1. And sure enough, it does, because it goes 1, 4, then back to 1. But then it goes up to the 5 chord, and that's got even more tension in it. So that's, again, that puts you on the edge of your seat a little bit as well. So, and then eventually it resolves when I say play the tonic at the end, and you resolve it and feel comfortable again. So that's that's one way that music can move you through emotions in a subtle sort of way by going through a 1-4-1-5 sequence. Let's do that for the last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Resolve it. There we go. Good. The 1-4-1-5 following the dominant 7ths. Okay, so that's covered the dominant 7th chords. Now let's get back to that blues scale and play some blues phrases. Most of you have done these before, but we're now into a new key, so they're going to sound slightly different. And the playing will be slightly different as well. Different fingering, for example. Alright, let's just play the first 2 bars of the blues phrases. And as I've said before, this is based on the riff or ostinato from Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Written by Jack Bruce, the bass player. Okay, so first 2 bars. 1, just once. 2, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just notice those off beats in the middle there. Starts on the on beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's loop that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Okay, let's move on to the second pair of bars. So notice there is a 2.5 beat rest. So the first note comes on the end of 3. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. So the second pair of bars after 4. Well, after 4, then 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I should go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Really? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right, let's loop it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do, do, do. 1, 2, 3. Let's swing it this time. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last time, straight. Do, 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 do. Good. If you're not familiar with the difference between swing and straight, it's something to explore in your leisure time. On to the bottom line now. First 2 bars. This one's actually already written as a swing pattern, so we can't swing it again. It's actually written that way, whereas the previous one was written as a straight pattern. Okay, so we're on the first 2 bars of the bottom line. Still using the notes from the blues scale, and you can tell they've got that sort of bluesy flavour to them, haven't they? So after 4, well, it's after 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then beat 4 is the pattern when the pattern starts. So it starts on beat 4 of the count. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Last time. I'll tell you what, let's loop it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last time, 2, 3. The reason you can tell that's already swinging, so to speak, is because it's based on those triplets, which is essentially what a swing rhythm is. Something else to look up if you're interested. Swinging blues rhythms. There's a lot to it. Right, we're on to the last two bars. Last two bars, one long phrase here, starting at the top, coming down, going back up again. Straight in after 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's loop that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun. Bum, bum, da, 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 dun, dun, da, da, da. Last time. Yes. Lovely. Right. There's some blues phrases, and we're going to finish off, as always, of course, with a bit of strumming. I do the strumming, you do the noodling, or playing the arpeggios, or trying these blues phrases. Any of these blues phrases will work over the chords that I'm going to strum. But also, so will those arpeggios, although with the arpeggios you do have to play the right arpeggio over the right chord. It's not quite so straightforward as just playing a blues scale over any of the chords. So let's move on to the chord sheet. There we go. So the chords there for the blues in concert F, G or D for the B flat and E flat instruments, and 12 bars, of course. Not all blues are 12 bars, but the majority are. So, right, just for the last few minutes then, or a couple of minutes, let's play along to the blues. Okay, I'm just going to play it straight, but you will be able to swing them if you want to, the phrases. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the next chord. Last time. Here we go. There we go, blues in F, put to bed. Lovely. Okay, well I hope you got something from that, and oh, let me just, before I forget to tell you, I won't be here next week.